In this video, I'll be talking about break-even analysis. So, what is break-even? Break-even refers to the point in which total cost and total revenue are equal. It is used to determine the number of units or dollars of revenue needed to cover the total cost. There are three factors of application of cost functions, which are sales volume, cost, and profit. Break-even analysis can also be called as cost volume profit analysis. This helps to know the operating conditions that exist between total cost and sales volume of a company. At break-even, there is no profit being made, where revenue minus fixed cost minus variable cost is equal to 0. Before getting to the formula, there are some assumptions of break-even analysis. The first one, the price of products assumed to be constant. And second, volume of sales and volume of production are equal. Third, constant rate of increase in variable cost. And fourth, factor price remains unaltered or unchanged. The formula for break-even point in units is equal to fixed cost over contribution margin per unit, where contribution margin per unit is the selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. In the example, the price, variable cost per unit, and total fixed cost is given. Using the appropriate formula, the contribution margin is then found and then used to calculate the break-even of 2,500 units. Break-even formulas can also be expressed in dollars, where the formula for break-even point in dollars is equal to fixed cost over contribution margin ratio calculated through unit contribution margin per unit of sales price. Using the same example, break-even point in dollars can also be found through calculating the contribution margin ratio, which leads to a $2,500,000 of break-even. This can also be proven through the previous example and multiplying by the selling price, which leads to the same results. Managers have a target profit more than just breaking even. There are 5 variables, and if we know 4, we can calculate the others. Plotting the graph shows the revenue and expenses that are made, thus showing the break-even point, and where the top part is the profit and the bottom area is the loss. Break-even formulas may be adjusted to show the sales of volume needed to earn at any amount of operating profit. So the unit sales and dollar sales are two different methods, where unit sales is the fixed cost plus desired profit per contribution margin per unit, and dollar sales is fixed cost plus desired profit per contribution margin ratio. There are advantages and disadvantages for the break-even analysis. Advantages includes tools for planning, starting up a business, estimations used in new product development, measures of profit, and modeling what-if scenarios. Since it is an assumption, therefore it may not be valid, and also it can only apply to a single product or single mix of products, making it time-consuming. Look at an example of an oil-changing company where the variable expenses are motor oil, oil filter, grease, washer fluids, supplies, and disposable service of a total variable expense of $9 per car, and fixed expense of labor, rent and utilities for the building, depreciation, office and professional trainings, with a total fixed expense per year of $2,400. For example, the oil changing company charges $24 for performing an oil change service. This means by changing 10 cars, they have earned $240. The contribution margin per car can be calculated through revenue per car minus variable expenses per car, which is $15. The appropriate formula also, break-even points in units can be calculated through fixed expenses per week divided by contribution margin per car, which is 160 cars per week, in order for the company to break even. This can be checked through creating a projected net income, and if the net income is 0, it means that it breaks even. If the company wants to earn $1,200 per week in profit, then the fixed expenses increase, and thus the BEP increased to 240 cars per week in order to achieve the desired profit. After all the example practices and long questions on the oil changing company, here are some questions to test your knowledge and understanding towards break-even. Feel free to pause the video and write down on rough paper your answers, and the answers would be posted on the comment section, and make sure for you to check your answers. If you got your answers right, then you have understood the concept of break-even, but if not, feel free to try again and learn more about the topic. Some of the questions here is a situation given when there's an unknown figure, and the unknown figure must be identified before looking for the break-even. So good luck working on the questions, and thank you for watching.